and welcome to another episode of The Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Molly Osborne.
And I'm Bobby Tribbett.
And today, we're talking about 1989's Witchery.
Please, can I have my ball back?
It's Linda, bitch.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
What is Satanic?
I don't know. Spooky got no real rhythm.
Hello, Mr. Man.
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love funny games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
How the hell would women live? I'm horny. And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
It's for jacking off. Come on, just step on the gas before we get cream. And more.
So, Molly, you're back for the final episode of Blairvember 2018.
Yeah.
You're here to open the airlock
Woo!
on Blairvember.
Ham Village herself
Yeah.
is back on the Grindbin
All right.
in a movie that was selected by the patrons. They demanded this out of all the episodes they could have picked
The
with Linda
people
Blair.
have spoken.
How many movies are left, though?
Oh, we got at least like
It's more than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does
'Cause we
that
were
mean,
like,
though?
how
Like,
we were
many?
roughly?
talking, like, truth told, we were talking like this might be the last Blairvember. We're like, no, it's not.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We know for sure that we can do more than this.
Because good friend Grindbin All-Star Chuck had said, oh, man, my favorite one for this year's not making it. It was like, we'll get it in next
Yeah,
year.
when we started talking about Blairvember on the Patreon and on our social media accounts, the fans were all like, well, you're going to do this movie? What about this movie? Well, you got to do this movie, and none of them were the movies we were doing for
Yeah.
Blairvember
Wow,
this year.
okay.
Like, oh,
But
shit, there's a lot more left than we thought.
We gave the patrons a choice, and they picked Witchery.
They chose the cyanide.
Why?
All right.
I mean, we did have the hidden gem of Blairvember, which was last week's Bedroom Eyes 2, which
Mike loved Bedroom
Oh.
Eyes too.
who didn't?
It
Who
was
didn't?
alright.
It was great. Only 3 locations.
Who
but
didn't?
man.
Michael Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner didn't.
Michael
like it.
Tanner sure as hell did.
What's Tanner know, right?
Yeah, he didn't know shit.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck you, Tanner.
But no, Witchery, which is interesting. I think it's the only foreign Linda movie that we've covered on the Grindbin.
Well, it must have been Italian.
Oh, you bet your ass. it was.
Italian. You
Okay.
got it,
Everything
Molly.
about it. Even the poster art is very
I
Italian.
haven't seen the poster art.
Oh, it's something.
The cinematography is very Italian because
Yeah,
it's with
it
a
is.
high quality camera, which
Yep.
is too high quality for this movie.
The cinematography was actually pretty cool, I thought.
That's the Italians.
Yeah.
They'll make a shitty movie, but man, they know how to use that camera.
Oh, this poster is awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it's very Italian.
I really like the poster.
and
Something
guys,
gruesome too.
this
well, that
is
scene, yeah.
this was produced by legendary filmmaker Joe D'Amato.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He originally hired Luigi Cozzi as the movie's director, who at first was involved in pre-production but ultimately left after realizing that he wasn't allowed to make any changes to the script.
What? Why would they?
Like
Why were they
he signs
so-
on, he's got some ideas, and they're like, ideas, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Joe D'Amato's
Was
like,
this
fuck
someone's
you.
like pet project?
Joe D'Amato don't fuck around.
No, Joe D'Amato, if it's his, look, as we'll get into, Joe D'Amato often would hire people to direct movies and then fire them and just direct it himself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because he'd be like, no, you suck. Get off my set.
Right.
Now, Grindbin listeners, you know Luigi Cozzi. Bobby infamously insulted him, and he showed up on this show to demand an apology with Mr. Crown. It did happen.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago,
I
but
managed to push that out of my brain.
it was for the first appearance of Grindbin All-Star David Hasselhoff in Star Crash.
Ah.
Yeah, it was our Christmas episode last year, I think we did.
Was that our Christmas episode? No, it wasn't.
Well, it was before
It was in
Christmas.
December.
Yes, it was in honor of the new Star Wars movie that came out.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bobby, we have somebody on the phone today that I think he's very upset with you.
Upset with me.
Could you come on here, Mr. Cozy? Hello, Bobby.
Oh, Mr. Cozy, hi.
Last week you said I was on the drugs while making a Star Crash.
You're right, I did, and I owe you an apology, Mr. Cozy. Can I call you Luigi?
Let's see.
Oh, thank you, Luigi. I'm very sorry. I got a little ahead on my notes, and I misrepresented you. You were not on drugs when you made this, but rather director Lewis Jackson admitted that he was on drugs when he came up with the idea for this film this week, Christmas Evil. My deepest apologies, Luigi.
Well, you're lucky, Bobby, because he was all ready to send over some papers, and your bank account was going to be screen.
Oh man, glad we were able to fix that, Mr. C. That won't happen again, sir.
No, I called him up. He's my good friend. Luigi, you can go. Thank you. Okay, you can go.
D'Amato fired Luigi Cozzi, said, "Get off my set, nobody changes my scripts," and hired first-time director Fabrizio Laurenti, who's the one who directed this. And he's credited as Martin Newland, because as we've been through on the Grindbin multiple times, if you're Italian, you can't direct a movie in America because they're like, I ain't going to see no spaghetti movie. And the people apparently won't go. That's the only description we have of why they changed their names.
Have audiences ever cared about the name of a director?
That's like an inside joke with us, is like, why do they always fucking change the name of the director? Who cares?
Someone had that in their craw back in the 80s. Just like, they're not going to go see this movie if it's clearly made by foreign people.
Yeah, so they're going to go and they're like, hey, Martin, that's a good American name. I'll go see that movie with the witch.
Little did they know it was Martine.
And some people got up midway through when they found this out.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Don't catch me here.
He has 11 directing credits, mostly Italian movies, including this one. Which is
technically they would all be Italian movies.
No, one of them's a Spanish, but okay. One of them was a Spanish production where he's credited as the director, but guess what? Joe D'Amato kicked him off and took it over himself.
I love Joe.
1993,
oh, he's the best.
The Crawlers. Joe was like, you know what, Fabrizio? Get the fuck off my set and finish the movie himself.
You think Joe walks in and goes, you got any ideas? And then there's people off to the side doing like the hand gestures like, no,
nope,
you don't want it. And he goes, well, I had one idea. And you just cut to him like Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out the front door.
And that's it. Everything else he did is an Italian movie that there's very little information about on IMDb, or they're just Italian TV shows. So that's it for him. But in The Crawlers, you ever seen that one?
I haven't, actually.
It's apparently people from a small town are attacked by evil radioactive tree roots growing in the forest.
Here for that.
Yeah. So we get into screenwriters plural. There's one Italian and one American. Canadian, technically. Harry Spalding, who's the Canadian-born but American screenwriter. He was born in like 1930. And he wrote this movie, and it was his last movie
he was
ever
born
wrote.
in 1913.
1913?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is 1989?
Lived a long-ass life.
Yeah. He died
in 08.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
He almost made it the full century.
Cool.
But he has 33 credits. In the 1960s, he wrote almost every movie that this guy named Maury Dexter directed.
Oh.
It was him and Maury were like a duo, including 1960 Freckles, a California. Here, what do you think? What do you think Freckles is about?
It's about that lemonade at Red Robin.
Okay, Bobby.
No, it is. I can confirm.
Okay, it's
the documentary.
Okay, this is really weird. A California lumber baron hires a one-handed young man
I want to watch this.
to guard 2,000 acres against timber thieves. Freckles. Yeah.
Freckles versus the timber thieves.
And if you look up the poster of it, it's like, he's got 1,000,000 freckles. And that's like the tagline. I'm like,
and
what?
one arm.
but only one
which
arm.
seems like a bit more of a noticeable feature.
Yeah.
Or lack of feature.
Like you look at a one-armed man and go, that guy's got a lot of freckles.
Can you imagine the casting
God,
call
the
for
freckles
that?
on that guy.
Imagine if he had another arm, how many freckles would be on that arm.
Dude, we'd almost
Oh my
double the
God.
freckles.
That's when they're like, it's too much. You got to get a one-armed guy. Too many freckles on screen. The camera can't even focus.
He lost the arm to take the focus off his freckles. He's like, I got to do something.
Here's some other ones. 1963, The Day Mars Invaded Earth, House of the Damned, Surf Party, Witchcraft, Night Train to Paris, The Earth Dies Screaming, Curse of the Fly.
Witchcraft, I believe, is this movie.
No.
One of the alternate titles.
1964's Witchcraft.
Oh, pardon me. Though this movie was also called Witchcraft.
Yeah,
at
we'll
one
get
point.
into that because it's another one where the title comes up. I'm like, am I watching the right movie?
There are
These people are dressed
three
like
different
fucking
titles for this movie.
Pioneers or some shit. What am I watching? Oh, there's Linda Blair's name. Okay, it's the right one. Curse of the Fly, Chosen Survivors, and then Witchery was his last movie he ever wrote.
Before the witch got him.
Yeah, 8 years after writing his other movie, which was The Watcher in the Woods from 1980. Then the other writer, I don't know if it's a man or a woman because it's an Italian name and it's Danielle, but with an E at the end of it. So I think it's Daniele. So maybe
Isn't
a
Danielle
man.
usually got an E at the end of it?
I think he goes by
Well,
Freckles.
Here, look. It's like Daniel with an E at the end of it.
Yeah, that's hard.
Daniele.
Like, Like Michele or
Yeah.
Michele Seovi.
I'm pretty sure it's a man. Daniele Stroppa.
Nailed it.
35 credits. 1986, Covenant of Sinners, Joe D'Amato. And then
Joey.
Joey.
Joey D.
1987, Delirium. A former hooker runs a successful men's magazine.
Oh.
An obsessed admirer systematically slaughters her models. And that's the movie. So
That's verbatim the description.
No,
it ends with, and that's
okay.
the movie.
Would have been better if she had one arm.
Well, here's the thing. Slaughters her
freckles.
models.
And more freckles. Yeah.
And occasionally increasing the magazine's output. I don't know what that means. And
How nefarious.
yeah, and,
Oh, God.
And supplies
Sales are up.
supplies the mistress with pictures of the disfigured corpses taken in front of semi-nude posters visible in the background. Is she going to be the psycho's next victim? Question mark. That's the only reason
Mike.
I wrote it down.
Is it a way out?
Is it a way out? It had a question mark. Mark your bingo cards. The title, the description ends in a question mark. It's another Grindbin favorite, Molly. Just so you know, Molly never listens to the show. She
I live
hates
it.
even being on the show.
You're forced to live the show.
I live the show.
So
Yes.
she doesn't know the regular things.
Much like my wife, much like man's significant other.
Yeah.
They
They're
all
all
have to
forced to
live
live
the
it,
damn show.
It was that movie was directed by Bava, Lamberto Bava.
Lamberto, not
Yeah.
Mario.
No. 1987. Here, I love the name of this. Well, it will come up again. Zombie 5: Killing Birds.
Yeah.
What?
Not birds that kill. It's killing
Killing birds.
birds.
Like some sort of business enterprise?
That's what I said. It's either the birds that kill, so killing birds, or killing birds. Like
Well,
you're
if
Like,
you've
killing
ever
we'll kill
seen
birds for
Zombie
you.
5,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of both.
So there you go. Yeah.
It's a killer bird movie, that's what I'm saying.
1989, Blue Angel Cafe, D'Amato. 1990, another D'Amato movie, High Finance Woman. Then he wrote a Fulci movie, 1991, Voices from Beyond, and then The Crawlers. He wrote that as well. So then we get into the cast, guys. We don't need to talk about Linda. It's her month. But this is apparently Linda Blair's only portrayal as a mother in waiting in a feature film. Now, somebody wrote this as trivia. Somebody's a little bit too much of a Linda fan, if you ask me.
A mother in waiting.
Yeah.
Not that much of a Linda fan if they've missed out the fact that she did that on an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
Bobby, you didn't let me finish. No. Also interesting to note is that the father is never once mentioned or referred to in this movie.
Scandalous.
Blair had, however, also played a pregnant woman in her earlier television guest appearance in 1985's Murder, She Wrote, Murderer Takes the Bus.
I remember that episode where she goes, "It's that guy on the bus."
Yeah.
Another show I wasn't allowed to watch.
Murder, She Wrote?
No, I'm just kidding.
You were forbidden.
That was forbidden.
David Hasselhoff, hey, welcome back. Grindbin All-Star.
All right.
Jesus.
Recent Grindbin All-Star.
Half his month, too.
Is this
really?
his third appearance on the Grindbin now?
Yeah, Star
Yeah.
Crash, WB, and this. So I'm sure he'll be back. He made a lot of schlock. So.
Undoubtedly.
Catherine Hicklin, who plays Linda, the architect. I just call her architect because Linda is too confusing.
It's so confusing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
hate a movie where Linda Blair's in it and her name's not Linda. Because I'm just going to write down Linda as the name all the time. And it's like, don't name a character that, but they do.
So moving forward, we will not refer to that character as Linda.
No, she's the architect. And also, she was only in this movie because she was married to David Hasselhoff at the time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They were married and then got divorced shortly after. They were married from 1984.
Do those two even interact in the movie?
Perhaps the movie was the catalyst.
I don't think there's a single scene where they're in there together, and that's the key to a healthy relationship.
Yeah. So from 1984 to 1989, she was married to the Hoff. She's most well known for her longtime role on the soap opera One Life to Live. She did lots of other TV, including Knight Rider episodes. So Hoff got her the work, I guess. Actually, no, she was on an episode before they were married, so it's definitely like
That's
while
what
they
did
were
it.
dating or
So
something.
Kit was the wingman on this one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney.
Annie Ross, who plays Rose Brooks, the mom. We don't really need to go into her background because she's a real actress. She's in a lot of stuff, man. 38 credits, and almost all her other appearances are in like legit movies, like Robert Altman's Shortcuts, and she's in The Player.
I've seen both those recently.
Yeah, she's in Superman
fan of
3.
hers.
No.
No, Robert Altman, man, it's.
I don't know. I
it's
like Robert
okay.
Altman.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like Paul
Robert
Thomas
Altman.
Anderson a little bit. Actually.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Like Magnolia or like
True. Yeah.
Punch Drunk Love a little bit.
Or Resident
Definitely.
Evil.
Yes.
Or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah, the
That's the same
other
guy,
Paul
right?
Thomas. Yeah.
Yes.
Superman 3, she was
What
in
range?
that.
Yeah.
Throw Mama from the Train.
Fantastic.
And then she was in Basket Case 2 and 3.
Oh.
But not 1 from what I could see. So, and she's in a lot of other movies. So, and then here's the only other person I wrote down is Leslie Cumming, who plays Leslie.
Now we're see.
Yeah, and you
Sign
know
of
what?
a truly great actor.
Because I feel like they were like, all right, we'll just give you your real name because she's having problems, man.
What's amazing about her performance in this is that she perfectly nails a Dana Scully impersonation.
Oh, okay.
In every scene. She just sounds like every episode of The X-Files.
Do you know
like,
what?
I don't know, Mulder.
Do you know what I gave her as her name?
Huh.
Danica Haggerty.
Yeah.
Because she is just like Dan Haggerty.
Just like
It
maybe,
never-
maybe she's giving it her all, but it sure ain't picking
No.
up on the microphone.
Oh, my God. She was only in this and 1987's Zombie 5, Killing Birds.
Killing birds.
That's
oh my
it.
God, I think these birds
It's
are killing
like-
everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess what? I did find her Twitter account.
Oh.
And she's a PR lady now, so good for her.
Should we try to get her on the show?
No.
I'm gonna reach
Don't
out to her.
bother her. Please don't bother her. She is a PR and marketing expert, apparently. I looked at the picture on the Twitter. It's her.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't think she'll want to come on this show after my comments about her acting.
Okay,
Because-
let's not ask her on the show after we talk about her. I have some trivia.
Oh, Bobby,
You're gonna like
please.
this, Mike. You're gonna like this. Now, as we mentioned, this has had alternate titles. It's known as Witchery. It's known as Witchcraft. Most importantly, back in its home country of Italy, it is known as La Casa 4.
La Casa 4.
It is the dead center of a 7-film series.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah. let me run through this series for you guys. It is number 4 of 7. So this is the Empire Strikes Back of this tale.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
This is the Goblet of Fire.
we start. Damn right it is. So we start with La Casa. You may know that as Sam Raimi's Evil Dead.
Shut up. What?
In
Wait,
Italy,
what?
it was released as La Casa.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the house.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you know, Italy had a whole thing where it would release movies under certain titles and then release unofficial sequels just by swapping titles around and messing with the stuff. you know?
Django.
Yeah. Lucio Fulci's Zombie is known as Zombie 2
Right.
Yeah, that's
because
a whole,
it is a
Yeah.
unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead. So we're doing one of those things. La Casa Dos is Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Not a
Makes
reach.
sense. Yeah.
Then we get to La Casa 3. That is a movie called Ghost House. Which is a fun movie. We should probably cover that at some point. It's a haunted house movie. You know, a little girl and a doll getting possessed and all that stuff. That's fun. La Casa 4, Witchery. We're about to talk about that.
Oh.
La Casa 5 is a film called Beyond Darkness, which is another haunted house movie. People getting, you know, you see the theme.
I see a trend here.
Okay.
Yeah.
La Casa 6, we take a little bit of a different direction, Mike. You may know it as House 2.
Oh, fuck that. God damn that movie.
Which I guess makes this like the Halloween 3 of the La Casa series, where suddenly you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, what? There's Muppets now?
Yeah, we got a pterodactyl running around and Bill Maher showing up.
Yeah.
And then finally, number 7, La Casa 7 is a movie called The Horror Show, which is kind of like the film Shocker that Wes Craven did, where a serial killer's vengeful spirit starts haunting a place.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Shockma.
I love Shockma.
Yeah,
Shockman's fantastic. A horned up monkey banging into doors for 2 hours.
Horned up monkey.
Well, did you know that's how they got the monkey to act
Yes.
so aggressive?
Got her in heat, huh?
Yeah, they got the
Yeah.
monkey all ready to go, and then they lock the door, and the monkey's like banging against the door with his genitals.
And people are like, please don't let it in. Please don't let it in.
So, yeah, this is part 4 of 7 in the infamous La Casa series.
Huh.
Your results may vary on that series.
Wow.
I think we need to pull an all-nighter and do the marathon.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Gonna end strong with House 2 and the Horror Show.
Yeah, I'll be done by House 2.
Aren't we all? So shall we bang our genitals against this movie? So we open with Princess Leia running across Tatooine.
Yeah, seriously. I thought I turned on the wrong movie. Okay.
We just got a sand dune and some pregnant lady in a white dress. Amidala's running from the stormtroopers.
Yeah, especially because you're like, you know, I bought this movie on Amazon. What the fuck? Like,
You paid for this?
Yeah, I did. I rented it. I didn't
That's paying
purchase
for it.
I rented it for $4.
$4?
It was the only option I had. $4
Holy
HD.
shit.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Oh man, you went HD, huh? You
of course I went HD.
Dude.
I don't fuck around with the Grindbin. I care about this show, Mike.
Well, you saw it was an Italian movie too, so you knew the cinematography would be excellent.
I love Italian horror movies.
I
am very biased going into this. I'm like, I'm into this shit.
I think they recorded the audio on set for this one, though. It really seemed like it to me. I don't.
It does
think
actually.
Except for that kid.
Well,
that kid seemed like he was dubbed by like a man from Staten Island doing the voice
they got
of
a New
child.
York caddy voicing him. Yeah, we'll get into that.
If Danica Haggerty had that dubbed, oh man, because her delivery for a lot of things is wow. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but it's like you have a friend that's like, I want to be in the movie, and you're like, okay, have you ever acted before? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I played a tree in the high school production of
The
Wizard of Oz.
And you know, when
Right,
you're
real talk, I had a friend who played a tree in the high school production of Wizard of Oz, and she was a great gal, and
couldn't act a lick though.
You know, she played the tree damn well.
Someone's got to.
But I feel like, she's all outgoing and with the friends and everything, and then you get the camera on her, she just freezes up and goes, I have to read my line now.
Would you say her performance was wooden?
Oh boy. So yeah, we open up on Tatooine.
Yeah,
I'm
and,
confused because the title card comes up and it says witchcraft parentheses evil encounters, and I'm like, wait, what? What am I watching? Oh, there's Linda's name. Okay, never mind.
Witchery,
it's the right
Casa
movie.
4.
Yeah.
Killing birds.
She's running
Killing
away.
birds.
She's like,
And, so
Witchery.
and at first you think, is that Linda? Because she's running at us like John Cleese in the Holy Grail.
Yeah,
She's like
yeah, I
coming
was
from
like,
far
oh.
away. I'm like, I think that's Linda, and it's not once she gets closer.
No. And then it's
we
even
find out
weirder. She's being chased by like
the Children of the Corn.
okay, children are going. I was like by like pilgrims or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
The
They
fuck
got
is
they
going
had,
on?
they had scythes and big hats and shit. And
Yeah, and you say big hats. They got like
This is like
Shelley
tentacles.
Winters. Yeah, she's got the fucking tentacles hat on.
we got novelty sombreros as they're chasing
They really
after her.
are. They're like
I'm like, what happened? Did she dine and dash at a Mexican restaurant?
they got like
And it was everyone's
pitchforks.
birthday.
They got pitchforks and shit, and they're chasing her around, and they're going all around, and she like runs into this big house.
Yeah, and we got the glimmer of a gem, which will be a crucial part of this show.
Yeah.
It was
She's
more.
also-
It reminded me of like a prism that you would see hanging in the window of like an old person's house
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or from like a rear view mirror.
or a rear view mirror. Yeah, totally.
Like somebody got it on vacation at some point.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I like this, and then they got to keep it around because they bought it, so you got to
Right.
put it somewhere,
Like
right?
Joe D'Amato saw that hanging somewhere. Was like, we're making a whole movie around this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
If
worry
you
about
flip
it.
it around, his name is carved into it.
It's got a JD. And so she runs into this big ass house, the Spookies mansion,
Yeah.
and it's a big hotel. And we're doing the Scooby Doo hallway bit.
Oh,
Like she's
God.
running around. I'm expecting them to start running between the doors,
Like the
and then
Benny Hill.
suddenly she's chasing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really is just like they go through
There's
forever,
some like
forever.
monkeys rip-off band that's playing the soundtrack.
The new monkeys are
Yeah.
playing.
She's also, we should mention, she's pregnant,
Uh-huh.
and she's wearing like a ripped up nightgown,
Yeah.
and she's running through this hotel.
Well, she's got to let the baby breathe.
It's true.
It's true.
And she gets upstairs, and then they corner her into this hallway.
And she's got no choice
But to have birth.
Yep.
Give birth. Yeah.
Just boom, baby just flops on the ground like you dropped a loaf of bread at the store.
No, but what really does happen is,
Well, she takes a header out the window.
Yeah.
Like the shredder
Yes!
going into the trash truck.
I love that move.
is the best part of the whole movie when she just goes ah! and just dives through a third-story window. You're like, yes, we are
Now-
starting strong.
Yeah.
I need every movie to end that way. Just like
And
when
start.
someone writes themselves into a corner, start or end. Any scene that you don't know how to end, just have one of the characters run out the window.
Yeah.
We'll get it into my notes when I started writing at various moments in this movie. But Linda wakes up immediately after the woman dives out a window.
And I guess she was dreaming about all this?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Wait. It was just a dream about a woman who wasn't Linda. Because we saw her face. It wasn't Linda,
Yeah.
who's also pregnant because Linda's pregnant. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, pregnant Linda is dreaming about the experience of other pregnant
Of
women.
other pregnant women.
Who has dreams about
It's
other
called
people?
empathy, Mike.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to explain that to him after the show.
So then the music gets all spooky for no reason as Danica Haggerty shows up.
I kind of
right?
like the music, actually.
Yeah, the music's great.
The music
It
was
is an
pretty
Italian
cool.
horror film.
But the
and
thing
every
is,
soundtrack to an
it's
Italian horror film is
spooky
great.
for no reason because she's just walking through the same hotel.
Well, that's true.
But it's like da-da-da-da-da, and it's
But
just.
we knew what events transpired in the dream.
And what's
well,
kind of
that's true, but at the same time, I'm like, but nothing spooky's now.
what's
like,
kind of
there's
great about
no
this though
guys
That's
with
is
big
true.
hats.
it's the same music from the dream sequence, but a little softer.
Yeah. So it's and she's looking around, and then she goes up to the window where the lady apparently dived out, and it apparently happened because it's still broken.
Well,
right?
One has to believe that Linda was having a dream of a historical event.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Children of the Corn chased that pregnant
Like
lady out of that hotel.
A medium kind of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Hoff shows up and scares her, right? And we learn out.
And
he scares her because he's just behind
Well,
her.
we do like the hand reach out and grab her shoulder. She spins around and goes, "What did you expect? The Phantom of the Opera?" Hi, David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. And he's got a big camera around his neck and everything.
And we discover that Danica Haggerty is writing a book about witches.
Yeah, so this is when it gets into the most bizarre, confusing...
I missed, I think, part of the line where she said it was in German, but it couldn't be translated.
Oh, we'll get into that. That's way later.
Oh,
in the movie.
okay.
But
she's carrying around a German book about witchcraft that she is trying to translate for research to
Was
writing
it like
her own book
old
about
German?
witches.
Or it's like, couldn't you just ask someone who speaks German?
I don't know. I mean, from
Like,
what I
there's
can
a lot
see,
of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Ancient German.
what happens is they go outside and they start talking. Hoff's like, "Yeah, so we're here because you're writing your witch book or something, and I'm taking pictures for you."
It's kind of like Antichrist.
And
It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah. And she apparently has all these theories about witches. I'm like, I guess they're like witch hunters or something. I don't know.
But it's hard to follow because everything she's saying is just kind of coming off like this while she talks.
Yeah. Ready? So here's how she does a scene with David Hasselhoff, who's very chipper throughout this whole movie.
He's hoffing it up.
He's like, so yeah, we're here on the island and everything. This is cool. We're going to find a witch and shit. So we're going to find the witch, and it's about German witch, and it's in this house, and we got this witch in here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a witch. Maybe we'll take a picture of that witch's light you've been talking about.
Thank you for coming with me to the island to take a picture. I'm sorry, what? What was that?
Cut!
I hope you realize how much I appreciate you coming here to do these pictures for my book. It really means a lot to me because I believe in what I'm writing, but I need proof. It's just sometimes I feel confused or even scared to find what I'm looking for.
I think you're getting a little carried away here,
She's
honey.
Dan Haggerty in this whole fucking thing. She cannot get it up past one level. Like, the voice just goes, it never goes lower or higher. It just stays right in this middle section.
Drugged the whole time.
It really is.
She sounds so medicated.
And you think, like, okay, well, maybe she
was just really thinking about that translation the whole time. And everything Hoff was saying to her was just kicking her off of that internal translation.
Or maybe everything she was saying was in ancient German.
Yes.
And
we were seeing everything from
it's being
Hoff's
translated.
perspective, and he's like slowly translating.
It's like that Detective Pikachu movie.
Yes.
Like,
well, and Hoff and the Germans.
Yeah. They love
in
him.
Germany.
Yeah.
That's why she brought him.
So then we cut to Linda. She's buying some gift from a thrift store or something.
Yeah,
she's
got a present for somebody, and we see some ominous crane work.
Oh my God.
I don't mean birds, not killing birds.
This is freaking Italian to the max, by the way. Also, Final Destination, you hacks, because this is just a Final Destination movie at this point. Like, you're seeing the freaking metal girders hanging up. They're like, hope Linda doesn't walk anywhere near this crane holding a bunch of metal girders, right, guys?
We're cutting back and forth between her and the metal girder on a cord that is starting to fray on its own.
Yeah, and she's just walking, going, la, 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 la. And then all of a sudden, there's this old lady. Right?
And she's got
This
one of
old
those damn prisms around her neck.
Yeah. And then she just kind of like steps in front of Linda and kind of flashes her with the prism.
Yeah, and the flash of reflected light, gives her pause, and that's just enough to keep her from being under the girder.
Yeah. And then the girder
now
falls.
all of her friends are going to die.
Yeah, exactly. The girder falls, right? And her
lands right in front of her.
She's like, ow. And then these construction guys come over and go, oh my God, did it hit you or anything? Are you fine? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Unfortunately, she's fine, so they can go back to moving the piano and the Acme safe.
Yeah.
The anvil.
Yeah. And so then, Meep Meep as a roadrunner runs by.
Yeah, they pan up and Wile E. Coyote's like, damn it.
So then we get the 40-year-old child. There's this kid named Tommy, right?
He's playing with a ball and glove by himself.
Yeah, he's got a wiffle ball.
And he tries to throw the ball straight up in the air to catch it, and he ends up just sort of like throwing it over his shoulder.
Yeah, this dumbass kid just throws it up and goes
behind himself.
I mean, I know it wasn't the intention, but this kid gave me the heebie-jeebies.
The creepiest kid.
There was something like totally off about this kid.
Was it that he goes, hi, my name Tommy.
It was everything about him was just completely odd.
Also, that the camera, for some reason, like, this is only bad cinematography is when they would like focus on the kid and cut off half his face.
Right.
I think the director of photography was just creeped out by this kid.
I mean,
He
can
couldn't
you blame
focus.
You know
him?
what? It's either that or they didn't film his mouth on purpose.
Okay, I
because
said
they're
it
gonna
sounded
dump
like an
him.
old man, but what it really reminds me of is if like a dog tried to speak.
This is what a dog would sound like.
This is what a dog
It's like
would
a
sound
Homeward
like.
Bound character is what you're
No,
saying.
not like that. But like if like an actual dog was trained to learn English.
Like that.
Yeah.
Because that's how he does. Because the witch comes over and she's like,
And she's got his ball.
"Do you want your ball back?"
And she knows his name. She goes, you want your ball back, Tommy?
And he goes,
Hey, hiya, Georgie.
How did you know my name?
Yeah.
Or,
And-
I'm sorry.
And not only is his voice weirdly deep and kind of Brooklyn,
Yes,
but
yes,
also,
it really is. It was
but-
like a Staten Island, like
yeah, he's got this New Yorker thing going on.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
also
give me my ball.
we've seen this in previous episodes too. He's one of those thespians who speaks like he's solving a Wheel of Fortune puzzle.
yes.
Yeah.
And so he says, as I said at the top of the episode, he goes, "Please, can I have my ball back?"
Can I have my ball back?
And she goes, "Until we meet again, Tommy."
I thought the witch was quite creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually pretty
In
good.
that she just
Oh, the
looks
witch?
like your
Yeah.
grandma's friend.
She's like,
I don't know. I thought she was freaky.
yeah,
like,
she's like the crypt keeper before he died. Like she's
Yeah,
creepy.
kinda. That's a
And
good-
she does
yeah.
that. She goes,
yeah.
and kind of goes away. And
She's
so she
someone
says,
who would like totally call your landlord.
"Oh yeah, 100%." So Danica Haggerty is with Hoff now, right? And I just right at this point, I go, "This performance is unacceptable." Like I was like, "No."
You stood up? No.
No, I was like, no, Joe, come on. Like, seriously, are you like, I started to look into this lady's background because she has no other roles. And I'm like, was he dating her or something? Why is she in this movie? She brings nothing to it. She just sits there and monotones every line. She's just like, she goes, "Oh yeah, so I'm looking at this book," and then Hoff has to fucking take this scene over, and he says something about how she's reading about these esoteric sciences, and they're really messing with her head.
And this is where we start to get a little glimpse into those characters and their relationship.
Or lack thereof.
Boy,
Or lack
because
thereof.
Bobby, we turn on a dime. Ready?
Oh, my God.
Let's talk about witches and go.
Well, she brings up from her witch book that these ancient witches, these ancient German witches, valued virginity. They valued being pristine. You know,
They value virgins.
and that there was a link between purity and intelligence, and being the best version of yourself you can be.
Leslie, pick it up. Leslie.
And at one point, Hoff suddenly goes, see, even your poet knows virginity is not natural for a grown woman. And this begins the running theme throughout this, where he's giving her the hard sell on his dick.
I laughed so hard when he said that line. Last night when I was watching this movie, I paused it and just fucking broke up, like just laughing, going, "What?"
Mike, can you drop in him talking about this?
Yeah, because it just turns on a dime.
We
and
need
all
all
of a sudden-
we need all the clips of him trying real hard to get it.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about us lately, and
Oh, here it is. It is an infantile superstition of the human spirit that virginity can be a virtue and not the barrier that separates ignorance from knowledge.
see, even your poet knows virginity is not natural for a grown woman. You know, this could be the perfect vacation.
Just don't start, please.
Leslie, you gotta admit that being a virgin at your age, it's just not.
Just drop it. Okay?
Okay. Sorry. Forget it.
all of a sudden we're going into how a woman in her mid-20s is a virgin, and how
Right.
David Hasselhoff's like, it's not normal, we need to fuck and fuck now.
Right.
Because it's really strange. He's kind of trying to shame her into giving it up. He's
And
just
then
like, that's just wrong,
You
man.
know what? And I
You might say
immediately
she
knew.
chose to not live deliciously.
I knew right away. I was like, okay, number one, Hoff rented that camera. He's not a photographer.
Oh, shit, no. This is all
Right.
part
She
of his
was like,
game.
I'm going to go to the island. I'm going to go to the island, take pictures for my witch book. And he's like, oh, I'll do it. I'm a professional photographer. I know how to do
He's
it.
the original Instagram boyfriend.
Yes, he is. Because he spends half the movie taking pictures. Oh, look at how sexy you're looking. Looking nice, huh? And she's like, stop, Hoff, stop. I'm not interested in sex or things like that nature. But yeah, he's trying to get it in the whole movie, and I'm like, he obviously fucking rented this camera. This is like some long con. He's like, we're gonna get it to the island. I'm gonna get a little ba ba ba. You know, when the lights go out, there's nothing. There's no TV on the island. You know, there's no radio. There's no nothing. There's not even a light. So we're getting busy in that bed. It seems like a long con to me. I immediately red flags started flying up when he went into the whole virgin talk.
As it should.
Yeah, and he keeps going on and on about how a woman of her age shouldn't be a virgin.
Yeah, you're getting up there. You're getting a little silver.
Hitting 22.
No one's going to want you anymore.
So then
I'm just telling you, I'm the last bus. You better be riding it.
So we cut to Linda.
24, no more.
We cut to Linda at her family house. Linda's holding up a picture of the place where Hoff and Danica Haggerty are. And the little brother, Tommy, it's her little brother, playing with the Sesame Street tape recorder gift she got him.
Yeah, it's sort of a rudimentary early talk boy.
It really is a talk boy type of thing. And then Linda's mom and dad are like the worst people on earth.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They are just these horrific, like, rich people that are just terrible. And she's like, you mean you bought this house or something? She's like, we're buying the whole island. We bought this whole island. We're going to turn it into an exclusive club.
Thurston Howell has purchased Gilligan's Island.
Because her dad walks up and goes, well, yes, the architect has broken his leg, dear, so he can't
have to call a new architect.
Well, he says, the trip is off. And she goes, no, I know. There's some other architect I know of. It's David Hasselhoff's wife or something. Let's call her up.
And this is kind of interesting because we cut to her in the shower.
Yeah, we cut to a lady in the shower as they're dialing the phone, and you're like, the fuck's going on?
And you hear the phone ringing, and she's like, hey, is that the phone? And her significant other's like, the phone hasn't rung.
What?
Yeah, and I was
Is
like,
it
wait,
tinnitus?
what? Yeah. It really was like, what? No. And you're like, but I heard it. And she's like, I also heard it. And then she gets out of the shower.
She's looking in the mirror.
Ghost phone.
Yeah.
And
well,
she sees the old lady that
The old
saved
witch.
Linda's life.
Yeah. She's just in the mirror.
Just pops up in the
But the
mirror
thing
like
is,
she's getting a video call.
The architect doesn't even look at it or acknowledge it. So I'm like, wait, did she not see it or something? Because we got the sting like it was there, or is she just... I didn't know what's going on because she didn't even react.
Bloody Mary's FaceTiming.
Yeah.
But then the phone actually does ring, the actual time, and the boyfriend got it.
Yeah.
And, she's gotten this job, and apparently she's been recommended by the Taylors.
Who
she then reveals, I don't know anybody named Taylor.
Why even have that line in it? Because she goes, you were recommended by the Taylors. She goes, well, I don't know any Taylors, but I'll take your job.
That's creepy, though, Mike. Yeah. Didn't that send a chill up your balls?
No.
No?
Because does she really have anything to do with the rest of the movie? Like, they could have gotten anybody.
I thought she was being a smartass, actually, at that point.
Oh,
I couldn't tell.
The old smart-ass architect.
I mean, everything's like level, so I think I was adding nuance that wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah, there was no nuance. It would be there. So yeah, she takes the job, right? And then we have a scene we don't need with her boyfriend, where they like have a moment, and then we cut because we'll never see this man again, and it adds nothing.
We just need to know that he got it before she took off.
I guess so. So we cut back to Hoff and Danica.
Speaking of getting it.
And they're hanging out in the bedroom, right?
Hoff's like, he's going to land this goddamn plane. He's going to make this happen because she ain't getting any younger.
And he's got that shirt off, right? And he's like, so should I take the rest stuff? Something? How about
Can I get up in that bed with you? Can I slither in?
Yeah, I think he said something like, can I just maybe sneak under the covers? Maybe we see where it goes.
And his girlfriend makes his sleep on the floor.
Yeah, she goes,
Makes him sleep like a goddamn dog.
No, Hoff, you need to go on the floor and sleep in your sleeping bag.
And frustrated Hoff goes and gets into his sleeping bag, and she goes, good night, dear.
And I'm like, dude, he can't even sleep in the same bed?
And here's the thing.
Like, she's afraid
He's laying it on awfully thick, and I know that's problematic.
Yeah.
From his perspective, rather than be increasingly creepy about this,
Yes.
why not leave?
That's true.
Well,
like,
or
why
you know
not
what?
Just move on to somebody who does want to.
Hey, you know what? Another thing is, we're in a hotel, man. Sleep on another fucking bed.
Right.
Like, why do you
Get a cot.
Yeah, like, why are you sleeping on the fucking floor?
Well, I think he's putting on a show. He wants her to see how awful he's got it. He wants to make her feel sorry for him, so she'll give up a pity F.
So she won't even let him sleep in the same bed. We pan to another building in this compound. There's a light in a room. The witch lady has a bunch of headshots of the people in this movie. She got the actor headshots, and she framed them all, right? And then she's rocking a baby cradle, like a
She
ghost
used to be an
baby.
agent, so
Yeah.
this is a portfolio.
Oh my God, she's the agent. And she's rocking a ghost baby cradle.
Yeah.
Right. And she's saying some spell. And she's like, okay. Then Danica, she now wanders around the abandoned house for a while. That's what we
Same
cut to us
hallway,
next morning.
same
Yeah,
music.
same thing.
We get the old lady making a video chat in a shard of broken glass in the window.
Yeah, it's like runtime. And then Linda, mom, and dad, they're all talking to this realtor about the property. They're like, yeah.
Did you notice the decor? Dude's got a giant Monopoly deed.
Yeah,
framed on the
boardwalk,
wall.
baby.
Should have been more like Baltic. if he's dealing with nothing but just like haunted, abandoned buildings on
true.
uninhabited islands, like you're not boardwalk, dude.
Yeah. So basically, like, so you're gonna buy that hotel? She's like, well, we need to see the property first. She's like, nah, you sure? She's like, yeah.
Blindly buying a
Jesus.
hotel.
And then I say, she might want to see the hotel, but all the dad wants to see is the legs on this lady working in the office. Am I right? Yowza! Yeah, he's just like kind of eyeing this lady who's wearing a skirt, and she's very uncomfortable about the whole thing. And then we just cut to Danica Haggerty, and she's reading some monotone voice in the bed. She's now back in bed going, reading this book. And I'm right. She's nearly putting me to sleep at this point because I'm watching it at night. I'm like, come on, pick it up. Cut to Tommy's walking around town, right? Now they're near the island with the hotel, okay? Because we're outside of Boston is where this takes place, okay? We're in New England, I guess.
Which is just, a short drive from where Tommy works as a cab driver.
Yeah. And he walks up to some girl's in a wheelchair.
It's not revealed until the end of this conversation that she's in one when she wheels away. But
Yeah,
he's talking to this
the old
girl,
reveal.
and he's explaining to her. He points over to the island and goes, my dad wants to buy that island right there.
And she goes, no, not that island that has the witch on it.
A witch lives there. Bye, Tommy, and just wheels out of the scene.
Yeah. And you're like, okay. And then I write, the fuck? There's like a bright light that's shining in my eyes now. And
Did I get pulled over?
yeah,
What's going
like,
on?
what the hell's going on? And then the lady's diving out the window again. And then Hoff's just taking a bunch of pictures.
Well, because this was the thing they came looking for, is they've seen this phenomenon called the witch's light,
Yeah.
which is just light refracting through a prism.
prism.
Which is also just a 1K light shining into the fucking window at these people with no scrim or anything on it. Just
It's delight.
yeah.
But they're both very excited about this. This is what they were hoping to catch. And it's she's like, super happy. She's smiling and beaming. And he kind of notices that and goes, you look beautiful like that. And he starts snapping photos. And she immediately does a 180 emotionally. Like,
Just
she
stop,
pulls the
stop.
biggest frown on him.
Yeah.
Again, why are they together?
Well, I mean, he's at this point, he's like, look, we got your witch's light on film, right? So now it's time to
Bone.
get what else we came here for. Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, she turns on a dime. She's like, no, I can feel that poking in my back. No.
Like, imagine being in a relationship where every time you tried to, make something happen intimately with your significant other, she got, like, instantly mad at you for trying.
Yeah, you know what? I think at this point, like, they just don't belong together.
Right,
Like, they should
no.
just not
It
be
doesn't.
together.
It's another one of those movie situations where I don't know why these characters are together.
Do you think it's
She
just
seems
like
repulsed by him every time that he even remotely tries to come on to her.
Hoff has got to be at the point where he's like, look, I rented the camera.
We've already bought the tickets.
I'm going all out. Like, I got the dinghy. I got us on this island.
Yeah.
Like,
He is stuck on an island with literally one other person.
like, this is it. Like, if it doesn't happen on this date,
I'm walking into the
man.
ocean.
Yeah, it's done.
I'm going to go try and bone the sea witch.
Yeah, one of the nights he's out there just humping the waves,
Just trying to get some friction going.
Woo!
If I can time it right, it'll slap right on me.
So now mom and dad meet with the architect, and they go to the island with this.
They hitch a ride on an old fishing boat.
Yeah, I really like a
that's the
tugboat,
only
but you're
way
right, it's
they
like a
could've done
fishing
it.
boat. Yeah. And this realtor. So the realtor's son is here. So he's like some hotshot realtor kid, right? So apparently they have I read a tugboat, but a fishing boat, because nobody will take him to Witch Island. It's so ironic that it's called Witch Island and there's a witch on it. They don't tell you the name of the island. But
We don't know where the witch is.
Yeah.
Did you try
yes.
looking on Witch Island? Ah.
You know, guys, maybe we should change the name. It would make it a little
We can't
more.
sell this island for some reason.
Yeah. Nobody wants to buy this is haunted by
This
a witch island.
or Rattlesnake Island.
Beautiful property over there. Can't sell it to save my life.
But we got boardwalk on the wall, right? High rollers, baby. So then Dad asks, he's like, he goes, hey, how come nobody wants to take us out to this island? What's wrong with it? Realtor's like, these locals all a bunch of dumbasses. They believe in witches and some shit.
He literally says sailors are superstitious. You know, witches and rainbows and shit. Like, dude, you're on the clock.
Also, there's a sailor right there, and he's like this fucking idiot right here.
Piss pants over here thinks witches and rainbows are real.
It's a lot like
This guy believes in rainbows. You believe that shit?
it's a lot like The Wicker Man.
It kind of is, you know?
Like a lot of the arrogance and the island.
Just running around yelling at people for their beliefs.
If this movie only had Christopher Lee in it, it would be perfect.
Can you imagine if like Leslie looked up and was like, it's time to keep your appointment with the Wicker Man?
So yeah, they get to the island, right? Well, we come back to Hoff and Danica. They're just hanging out. Hoff's trying to get a film projector now to work. He's like, hey, check out this film projector I found or some shit. I'm like, what is going on? And then she goes, oh, no, people are going to the island. And Hoff's like, oh, well, from that tone of voice, it doesn't sound like it's that big a deal. You asked permission to get on here, right? And she goes, I did ask permission, but they said no.
They didn't give it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, and Hoff's like freaking out. She's not freaking out at all. Again, she doesn't even physically freak out. She just kind of like paces around, goes like, I guess he'll do it.
Meanwhile, and this is an important plot point, so we mustn't miss this. On the boat, Linda is explaining this rudimentary Sesame Street talk to Tommy, and how to record on it.
This is how you press record.
And so, you know, she says like, "I love Tommy very much," and you know, plays it back. I love Tommy very much, and then so he tries to record it, and he goes, "I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane."
Yeah, just over and over.
He's repeating it into the talk
and
boy.
Even the tugboat captain's like, Jesus. He's looking
you
at
see his eyes turn over like, fuck us with this little cabbie.
He really is creepy, Molly.
What is
Is
going
that
on?
a dog dressed up like a boy learning to speak English?
I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane.
Who gave that newsie a tape recorder?
Oh, God.
Turn me on, dead man. Turn me on, dead man. Turn me on, dead man.
I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane. I love you, Jane.
By the way, this is at the point when I'm just like, Linda just sticks out like a sore thumb in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't belong. Like, every other character makes sense, and then you got Linda, who's just there. And at this point, I'm like, did they just get Linda Blair for the movie at the last second? Or like, I think we can fit her
Really,
in.
like, her place in this movie is that she's one of the daughters, the grown daughter of this family.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to be here at all.
No.
I can see it like one of the producers being like, you'll never believe who we just got to sign on to this movie. Linda Blair. And then the other producers are like, yeah, but we've already cast everyone else.
They go, yeah, she could be like some sort of sister or some shit. You know, like the kid or something that's like, yeah, but Linda's only 10 years younger than the parents.
Like the earliest draft, she had her playing herself. And Linda Blair.
Yeah, because at this point, I'm glad you guys agree. I'm like, she didn't need to be in this movie.
No.
At all.
Like, you couldn't even make her the realtor or the architect or something?
Right.
Like, somebody that makes sense to the plot? No, she's just there. And, like, why is she at home? Does she live at home? Where is the father of the kid? Like, what? You've never... Again, as we mentioned...
At least the one thing we can be sure of is she's not some 24-year-old virgin.
No. Which
would be
pregnant.
wrong.
Well, unless she, like, I don't know, somehow, like...
Immaculate conception?
Yeah, like some sort of Jesus scenario or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what'd be really interesting is if somewhere along the way in these drafts, Hoff was the father.
Oh,
man, there you go.
And the baby was a witch.
Oh, my God. And then they show up to the island, and Hoff goes, oh, this is awkward.
Oh, no.
Oh, we really got to go.
Maybe it'll, like, spin in on him, and he goes, ruh-roh.
With that lovely Italian tracking shot there.
He's pants down on the sand, getting that tide slap going.
Oh,
and he looks
yeah.
up and goes, oh, God, no.
Which, by the way, Sam Raimi... He really got a lot of shots from the Italians because there were so many shots in this movie that were like very Evil Dead, you know?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know Evil Dead came out before this movie and all.
I mean, they've
been doing this shit.
There's a
for 20
Raimi zoom
years.
at one point in this movie.
Oh yeah. But it's an Italian thing. They do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, for the Italian movies, they do it for lines that don't need it. Because the one line they have of Linda, she's just standing by a window. She goes, "Yeah." And they did like this whole like, you know, like a deadite zoom on her face. Just, yeah. So that basically they get to the island, right? Mom's all pissed,
And there's a brief shot of someone upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
in the window.
Yeah, the witch lady.
The woman in black.
At this point, they're all they're all pissed or something like that. The mom's all pissed, and the dad's like, "Hey, you should have tipped the tugboat captain or something." And she's like, "Hey, rah, rah." And the realtor, realtor's like, "Hey, it's a real fixer-upper, huh, guys? Just needs a little fresh coat of paint."
Doorknobs are coming off in his hand while he talks.
And
he's like, the previous owners were desperate to sell. He's like shoving stuff out of the way with his foot.
Yeah, put it in his pocket with the doorknob and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, just needs a little minor renovations." And even the architect's like, "It's got good bones."
Yeah.
I'm just like, this place is a piece of shit.
Like, you're being taken for one, man. Tommy goes looking around, and he runs into the old lady.
Yeah, he goes looking around. He runs into the old lady.
He goes, "Do you live here?"
And she goes, "Nobody lives here, Tommy. Nobody."
He's like, "Look, Mac, where you going?"
And this is when Linda just starts getting, like, morning sickness in mid-afternoon. As she's just like, "Oh, I'm going to barf," for no reason at the top of the stairs.
And she barfed up a full baby.
Oh my God.
And this is where I write my notes.
Her jaw unhinged like a snake.
I go, okay.
And the baby ran away.
Comes out, and the baby just books it straight into the ocean.
Steals the boat.
And that baby becomes Jaws.
Oh, shit.
And this is Amity Island.
Holy shit. You cracked this one
I like
wide
her
open.
movie better, Molly. I really do.
The prequel to Jaws.
At this point in my notes, I'm just writing, what's the over-under on Linda just jumping out that window and exiting this movie early? Like every other Blair member movie, she's just going to be like, "Oh, fuck it," and just jump out the window. That's what I thought.
She's like, "I got to barf," and she just runs out.
I thought
Like
that
the
was going to
Cowardly
happen.
Lion.
Because I'm like, oh no.
Like when the Cowardly Lion barfed and ran out the
No,
window.
the Cowardly Lion busts through a window.
Oh, that's true. We just watched The Wizard of Oz the other day. Molly goes, "My favorite scene in the whole movie is when the Cowardly Lion just runs out of the wizard's room and jumps out a window." I'm like,
He
I don't
goes
remember
booking
that
it down
shit.
the hall and then jumps out a window. And I love that type of escape.
I played the Cowardly Lion in high school, and I wish I could have done that stunt.
Yeah.
You just dive in the audience.
Yeah.
Little stage dive.
Just through a window.
But here's the thing is, like, you never know, and this is a fun trend with Blair Vember, is you don't know how long she's going to be in a movie.
Ever.
It could be 10 minutes. It could be an hour.
Every
it could
moment
be,
on screen could be her last
And
when
this
you're
was-
watching a Linda Blair movie.
I was getting, like, all of a sudden my palms started sweating. I'm like, oh no.
Linda,
It's coming.
Linda,
She's
gotta
gonna
get out of
lose
there.
Linda. I'm like, she's sick. Something's going to happen, man. She's going to dive out that fuck. No, she's fine. She's fine.
But as they're exploring around, they discover that one of the burners in the kitchen are still hot.
Yeah, because
either someone's been here or someone lives here.
Yeah, because there was that scene where they cut to Hoff and he's like packing furiously while Danica's like, are you done packing? And he's like, "Oh, we forgot the hot plate." Cut to, yeah, they found the hot plate, right?
So something's up.
Yeah.
But before we know about that, we cut to the sailor outside who's been standing in one spot this entire movie, waiting for them to get done dicking around in the old mansion.
Yeah, and he sees the witch lady walking around the island, and he's just like, just doesn't give a shit.
Oh, that's not
just
good.
Does not give a shit.
He's
and
only worried about
starts-
his boat.
Yeah.
Starts drinking.
Well, yeah.
And then she makes a
And his
video
bottle.
call in his flask.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
his
that's
bottle
right.
of
She
old hooch.
FaceTimes him in his whiskey flask.
But he doesn't answer. And so he turns around and she's standing there and we cut away.
Oh my God, though. The scene of her, she just comes up and goes, and they like let it run a little too long because she goes, and stops. And he just kind of slowly puts his hands up like,
It's like if you watch Freddy vs. Jason, there's a death scene where they should have edited it a little earlier on the cut. Because you see Jason swing at a guy with the machete, but they leave it in if you watch where he stops before he gets there.
And this is exactly what happens here. He goes, cut.
And everyone's just kind of holding still for a second,
Yeah.
and then we cut.
And we
Oh,
keep all
of
that
course.
in the movie.
Right.
Cut now to the realtor's still trying to hawk this place to these Mark buyers is what I put at this point. Like, no, man, it's great. Something about how a Hollywood actress used to live here. You know, she was
we're
this.
basically getting the backstory of the old witch.
Yeah, it's like she's this old Hollywood actress lady, and she like used to act in movies. Then she got all
She
old.
fell in love with the area.
Yeah, she got all old though, and she made a movie, and she was so fucking old that she didn't want anybody to see it.
So
'cause
she moved to
she's-
an island where she
Yeah.
could live alone for the rest of her days, and she couldn't possibly still be alive. And then Linda goes,
In fact, we don't even know if she owns this place anymore.
In fact, we don't even have the right to be selling it right now.
Yeah, yeah, fuck it.
"This is all not on the up and up, so I
Yeah.
need cash." But yeah,
Boardwalk,
so when he says,
baby.
when he says it was so long ago she couldn't possibly still be alive, Linda goes, "And if she were," and we get the
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
the
she
Raimi
goes,
zoom comes
ready?
in all of a
Raimi
sudden.
zoom, deadite thing. If she were, and then it's just like, oh, I didn't think it's really even followed up. They're
No.
just like, no,
Because then we
she's
cut
gone,
outside
man.
and the fishing boat's leaving. But the
Well-
captain is now tangled up in the fishing net.
Yeah.
He's been hanged, you see.
Yeah, by the fishing net.
He's been caught.
Yeah. So they put a dummy in a fishing net. And they're like,
Basically,
there you
yeah.
go. Off you go. And they just push the tugboat out to sea, and it just goes away. And then Linda is now going to barf again, and I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. She might be out of this movie. And then she's like trying to open some pills.
In the bathroom next to a tub full of murky water.
Yeah, one of those clawfoot tubs, whatever they call them. And
Yeah.
she drops it into the tub of the
Like,
shit
Jesus
water.
Christ, Linda.
And then she's like reaching around, and then
Gets pulled in.
here's the thing. She goes to another dimension, okay? And I think you know
Like you do.
what graphics this looked a lot like, Bobby. Now, Molly, you haven't seen the movie. She goes to the demon cop dimension.
Yeah.
She really does, because it's the same goddamn graphics that Fred Onion Roy had. This
Wait,
is the
you watched a movie with a guy named Fred Onion Roy?
It's a long story.
It's a Fred Olin Ray.
Oh, okay.
And Bobby...
We all call it from, it is part of Grindbin lore that we only refer to him as Fred Onion Roy.
Okay.
This is such a long inside joke. It
Check
would
out our-
literally take about 15 minutes to explain.
You don't need to explain.
Check out our Demon Cop episode, listeners who don't know about Fred Onion Roy.
Yeah, so Fred Onion Roy type of thing.
The reveal will be disappointing.
Yeah, we are
There's
now...
not a long story to it.
But we are in Demon Cop land, okay? And that's the thing is we are in the same dimension, and it turns red, and it's the shittiest fucking effect. And here's the thing is
we're doing
everything
spin
else...
art behind somebody who was going, whoa!
It reminds me of that cover you have for that movie Embryo.
Okay, yeah.
It looks kind of the same.
It is just... The rest of this movie is of good quality for the camera and even the special effects, but this... What the fuck?
This is
man?
something out of a children's music video.
We get she's now in the Demon Cop dimension, okay? And Linda's walking around this area. I just at this point it just looks like the set from Red Heat.
And I'm
right?
like, did she go back in time? Like, it was my first thought looking around.
did you
This.
see
I
the
was
big
like,
hats?
Is this like a time tub?
Time Tub.
Oh, I love it.
That'd be a good movie.
But no.
It's like some kind
Time
of
tub.
bathtub time machine.
Oh.
God. No, but she's in some sort of dimension with hobos where they are
Yeah, it's
roasting a baby over an open fire.
I've listed this gang as the haunted hayride.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like if you go to some shitty small town haunted
really
hayride,
is.
these are the people who are jumping
Yeah.
out from behind the trees that go boogity boogity.
And they're roasting a baby.
And by
Yeah.
that you mean literally like a baby doll they picked up at the local Kmart.
It looked like one
Yeah.
of those chickens from medieval times.
Yeah, like a Cornish gang head is what you're saying. Yeah. They
Yeah.
really are, though. They're roasting a baby, and then they eat the baby
It was
in front
like
of Linda.
being at medieval times.
Yeah, where you eat the baby.
Right. Like in medieval times.
Yeah, they're like, do you want chicken or baby? You're like, what?
like when the
baby.
Yellow Knight loses and so he steals the prince
Right. And then
and
they
cooks it, eats him in front of everybody.
Yeah. It's just like that.
Medieval times is fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So they eat
I
the
blame
baby.
Game of Thrones.
Right.
So this, by the way, is pretty disturbing. At this point, I'm like, okay, this movie's going different. We're eating babies on screen.
Yeah, like we took a turn.
Yeah, and then Linda's just like,
She wakes up surrounded by everybody like the end of Wizard of Oz.
yeah,
And,
and she's like, my baby, my baby.
But the tub's empty. There
Yeah.
was never murky water in there. Her pills are still missing. And she opens her hand to reveal a porcelain baby hand.
Little hand.
That falls on
Yeah.
the ground and breaks. And by the way, the reaction from everybody else in the room is nothing.
Yeah.
No one's
Literally-
like, where'd that come from?
It was her Inception
Nothing.
totem.
Oh, no.
They're just like, don't care.
Why are you even in this movie?
Yeah. And so then the family is just like, can we just leave the island? Then they go out. The boat's gone. Dad and Mom are fucking pissed.
We get to go back to, I told you we should have tipped that guy.
Yeah. And then Tommy
Why
goes,
don't they just go buy a farm or something?
They're about to buy the farm.
hey.
Thank you.
But Tommy goes, hey guys, there's
Hey.
a witch lady upstairs. And they're like, shut up, there's nobody on this island, just shut the fuck up, and none of us are going to check upstairs in that room you're talking about. Not a single person. Because that's what they do.
Don't worry about
Not
it.
a single person ever. He
no
goes,
one believes
I
children.
talked to an old lady here.
And why should they?
And
Right.
by the way, they
That
heard
creepy little
about
fuck ass. He doesn't
Yeah.
know.
they heard about an old lady who lives on this island who might still or still not be alive.
And the
they're
oven
like,
was on.
yes, and they go, he didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Go find your ball, Tommy.
Yeah. So then cut to later, and Danica Haggerty, okay, basically what happens is they run downstairs, they do see a light in a window, and the realtor and the architect run into this house, and then it's just Hoff and Danica Haggerty, and basically
And
they're...
Hoff's found out.
Yeah, they're we cut to later.
We do
they're
like a time
explaining.
jump, and you realize
Yeah.
that all the important information that everyone needs to know was explained off screen.
Well, yeah, because we cut to Danica explaining things, and everybody's just doing something else while she's talking because they're like, "Don't
She's like,
care."
"Yeah, there's this witch's light, and we've caught it on camera." They're like, yeah.
God damn it!
And now we've got our Spookies gang.
Yeah, we
Everyone's
do.
together in the living room of the old Spookies house.
It really is just
We're
like
back.
Spookies at this
And
point.
I think that's what excited me. Because
God.
it's well known throughout the history of this show that I fucking love Spookies.
You do, and now you've got a whole nother Spookies, but with Linda Blair this
this is
time and
basically
David Hasselhoff.
Spookies too.
Yeah.
We just needed to do with the puppet.
Oh God! Well, you got Tommy.
Shilly beanie.
Tommy's kind of a
No,
puppet.
what this needed was Duke. They
Yeah.
needed Duke to be like, what we got here? Like a witch or something?
It
Or
would've
an
been-
old lady or something? Or a fishing boat or something?
It could have been good if Hoff was that guy.
Oh,
Doing
if
like
he's
a
wearing like
Brooklyn?
the black Quicksilver outfit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is just like trash bags taped to his body?
So basically what happens is Hoff's like, hey, we can go back in my dinghy. And the realtor's like, nah, the waves are too much. Guess we're going to have to spend the night here tonight. Everybody's like, oh, great. Is that Danica lady going to tell us more witch stories? Because I'm going to bed.
And Mom turns to Linda and goes, give me one of your pills.
Yeah, she's also like, the coffee here is shit. Give me your pills. And Linda's like, I lost my pills in the bathroom. I told
They went
everybody.
through the time tub.
Remember I told you I lost them in the tub and I fell? And she's like, yeah,
Oh,
they're on
God,
the
shut up.
Yeah, she goes, shut up. They're on the floor. And Tommy's like, I'll get them.
I'll go find your pills.
And
Go
she's
find
like,
your fucking pills,
yeah,
lady.
send the 8-year-old up there to go get him. Go get the pills for me.
Go investigate the spooky house, 8-year-old. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're doing like a Shining thing. And Tommy's like, are you gonna tell them that you're here? And she's like, no, I'm not ready to meet everyone yet.
And he's like, okay. And then goes downstairs and goes, here's the pills. And she goes, see, Linda, you're a dumbass. You dropped them on the floor. There's no time tub. There's no people eating babies.
No giant spin art
I
machine.
Why are you even in the movie? Is this our daughter? Like, at some point, you're going to be like, does somebody know her?
Who is this?
How did we have a daughter at 12 years old?
It almost would have made more sense if she was like their maid. Or like
Yeah.
an assistant.
She's
or
the
something.
babysitter.
Yes, exactly.
She watches Tommy
au
doing
pair.
this.
That would have made it. Wait, so whoa. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Tommy's her brother?
Yeah.
But her parents are like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Tommy's like 8.
Yeah, these old rich people, they fuck.
Well, I don't even think
Like,
rich
keep
women.
that in mind.
I
with
don't
huge
think,
gaps of time in between.
I don't think rich women can beat menopause. I just don't think it's possible.
beat
Maybe
anything
she
if you're
stole
rich enough.
Tommy.
Yeah, where they got it in a bed or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She won it in a bridge game.
Yeah, Secret Santa.
Now I got a kid. The dad's like, whatever.
Yeah, her cousins showed up from the trailer park and left him there.
Catch our mini-bin episode when Linda was on Married with Children if you want to hear more about that. So, yeah, she takes the pills. Mom's like, I'm going to go to bed. And then she notices some sort of safe on a wall, which is actually like a dumbwaiter. It's like a dumbwaiter
the
shaft.
safe door opens up and it's just like a shaft.
It's
Yeah.
still
You're
really cool,
damn
though.
right.
Like, I would love to find a safe in any house that I
A
live in.
safe?
Yeah.
But like to open it up and reveal that it was just what
It's
was
A
once a
dumbwaiter?
dumbwaiter.
It's a
That would be
dumbwaiter,
so
yeah.
cool.
Why
I
would you
would
need a
love-
safe door on a dumbwaiter?
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to understand. I'm like, what the fuck is going
What
on?
intrigue?
Yeah.
It would be awesome to have a dumbwaiter in your house.
It would be awesome. That's
Yeah.
why I
Would you
always
use
love
the
that
travel
part
through
in,
the house?
Yes.
in Home Alone when they had that like dumbwaiter for their laundry. I'm like, why the fuck don't I have that?
It's
I don't have a
awesome.
basement, but I want this. I want this bad. So then, yeah, the mom, she just
She
goes
sticks
in
her
room.
head in there like a dumbass.
Yeah. And then she starts screaming because something's pulling her in, or we're just watching an actress go.
This is some great acting. Because an
Yeah.
unseen force is pulling her into this
Oh, yes,
shaft.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Unseen force is the
And
actress's
it's
hand.
just her leaning over and going, ah!
Then she's pulled in somehow. And I read it is pretty funny, though, watching her try to pretend, this actress try to pretend real hard. Or
She's
not
doing
real
her
hard.
best. There's
Yeah.
not much to do here.
So she gets also pulled into the demon cop dimension. You
Yep.
know?
We're hitting that spin art again.
Yeah. And then Linda talks to Danica Haggerty, and
Find out that
Danica's...
she's been studying witches for 7 years.
Yeah, and even
Sorry.
Linda's just
She's
like...
been studying witches for 7 years.
And then it's like, it's real fascinating. And I'm just like, just the cadence, the monotone. It's just like a school play going on here. And then Linda and her are talking about paranormal stuff. She's like, what do you think of ghosts? And then the movie projector turns on by itself and starts playing some movie.
I was like, oh shit, Bagul is in here? Like, is he going to get Tommy to kill everybody? Because I'm here for this movie.
No, they just play the cold opening
Like,
to the movie.
they're going to look
again.
over, there's a swimming pool and dudes walking around on the bottom of it?
Yeah. No, it's just the cold opening to the movie. That's it.
And you realize that the projector's not even plugged in.
No.
Hoff holds up the plug like, what?
He's like, it wasn't me. And then everyone
And yeah, like you said, it shows us the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and everybody just watches it.
This is
right?
like when they watch Spaceballs, the video.
Yeah, it is. And then at the end of the movie, she dives out the window and it ends. And then just like, okay, I guess that happened, right?
And they're like, do we have to do this?
Now we're in the witch dimension, and the hobo people are sewing Mom's lips shut.
The haunted hayride?
Yeah. And it is pretty brutal at this point.
One of the most gruesome things in this movie. It is really hard to watch, and it's part of the poster art, too, because it's such a memorably brutal graphic
It goes
thing.
on for a long time.
And while this horrible lip sewing is happening, the witch is explaining a little context for what's going on. She says that there's 3 doors to hell, and the first one leads to greed. And that one will be closed forever.
Okay.
So the mom has been chosen for her greed.
Yeah. And so basically then we cut back to Tommy's wandering around the house with the shitty tape recorder that Linda bought him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he hears the witch talking in tongues in her bedroom upstairs.
Just some murmuring.
So
Which could have been the witch or could have been Danica Haggerty.
It could be.
Yeah.
And he just presses record on the tape player.
Little paranormal investigator this Tommy.
And this is where I'm getting really pissed
Little ghost
off.
bro.
I'm getting
We got a
really,
witch or something?
Yeah. I'm getting really
Come at
pissed
me.
off at this point where I'm like, she has a bedroom. The witch has a bedroom, but nobody
has noticed
nobody
yet.
will go look at it.
Have you ever heard like those stories about people who find out that someone is living like in their attic or?
It must be the thing where it's like the 8-year-old's
when
like,
Gary Busey's hiding in your house.
yeah, and the 8-year-old's like, hey, there's a Busey in our attic, and the dad's like, shut up.
You don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know shit. And then that's what
Like,
happens.
Mr. Boogedy's
Nothing.
here. They're like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Shut up.
Just kidding.
I got jokes to sell. Catch that
No
episode
one
on
ever
our Patreon.
Yeah, I'm just here shilling the Patreon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
So the people downstairs are cold. They're like, hey, how about we light up that fireplace? Why don't we break some old chair and light it on fire, right? And
Yeah,
so
why
they
not,
do.
right? We haven't bought this place yet, so
Yeah.
let's just start burning shit.
So they put in the chair in the fireplace and they light it and they go, man, smelling weird. Because they light the fire and you find out Mom is hanging upside down in the
Right.
fireplace and because her lips are sewn shut.
She's trying to yell, and they're talking about her.
Yeah,
in the room.
and they're like, man, she's a
Good
bitch,
thing she's
right?
not here.
Yeah.
Doesn't Mom suck wherever she is right now?
Yeah, because there's that one part where he goes, man, too bad we had to break this chair for kindling. We could have used your wife. And he was like, yeah, that would have been great, right? And they're like,
this is also like the lip sewing goes on like way long, and
Yeah.
they make us just watch her cook.
and
Right.
yeah, while she's cooking, they're like, man, it smells like shit.
And this is
What was in that chair?
fucking brutal.
It smells like a person's burning.
What do you got in that chimney? An old broad or something?
Yeah.
Who made these chairs? Jeffrey Dahmer?
Good one, Tommy.
Everybody's just watching the fire, and I write, and that's it. We cut. Then the realtor and the architect
Yeah,
are
now we're
hav-
something completely different.
yeah, the realtor and the architect are like, hey, man, there's been no sex in this movie yet. Want to go in a room and fuck?
To fuck.
And they're like, well, the architect lady says to the realtor, she goes, oh, that's really pretty. You wear that all the time, even in bed? And Linda, I love the best scene of Linda in the entire movie. You cut to her and she rolls her eyes so hard. She goes, oh. And she just goes, I'm leaving the movie. I'm going to bed. And her dad's like, whatever. And the architect and realtor also like, yeah, we're going to bed too, but we're going to go to bed in the same room. And then Hoff, we cut to him. He's trying to, oh, by the way, one more line of the dad going, man, that chair does sure smell funny. So then Hoff tries to sex up Danica in the room. She stops when he gets the last button on her shirt, which is really like, should have stopped him earlier because at that point it's like, man, he's so close. No, he's not getting it. And I'm like, okay, so seriously though, like, of all the times, Hoff, like, I know you're really trying in, like, the camera rentals.
You gotta read the room now, dude.
Camera rentals due tomorrow, I get it. But, like, at the same time, there's a bunch of fucking strangers in the house.
What
and,
shit's
like,
going on, man?
Yeah.
It's an old house.
Yeah, there may be a
The
witch.
walls are thin.
Yeah. But he's
Especially
like,
considering that this is allegedly a couple that's been together for a bit.
yeah. No time like the
you
present,
can't-
man.
You can't do that.
Let's do it. You don't know. We might wake up dead. Who knows?
You never know.
So then Linda goes into the witch room and she looks at all the headshots on the dresser and then the ghost baby cribs just walking back and forth, right? And Linda touches the cradle and just like looks real satisfied at the ceiling. She's like, It's very weird. I'm like, okay. Then the realtor and the architect, they sure aren't virgins. They start going at it in a room.
Yeah.
They go to, as Tommy would say, get it on. And that's what just happens in a cobweb-filled room with a big swordfish on the wall. Wonder if that'll come into play.
Nah.
You know, we keep focusing on the swordfish. We watch them both
That
undress.
prop was the most expensive thing on the film.
It definitely was. And we watch them undress for, what seems like minutes. And someone's peeking through the door. You think it's Dad, right? Because like he's a real horn dog. Because he's been like a horn dog the whole movie, you know. Because he's like looking at the architect, and he's,
and now he's single, ready to mingle.
Yeah, and he's ready to watch a softcore go down right in this other room. But then we cut to Tommy is sitting in his bed alone, listening to the Book of the Dead on his tape recorder. Is what I'm saying. It's like it really is too. It's just. You feel like the Deadites are going to show up and everything, and there's going to be a tree that comes alive. And then Hoff just sneaks in the room, and he's like, what the fuck are you listening to? And turns it off. And then Linda walks in, and she's like, I was looking everywhere for you, Tommy. And then the scene just ends. And I write, thanks for contributing, Linda.
Yeah.
Thanks for being in the movie.
Really appreciate your contribution to this.
It's like she just walked on set. She's like, are we filming a scene?
I'm in this movie, too.
And they're like, we know. We got it. We really regret bringing her on set. We got to find something for her to do. And so then the realtor's dad visits the cops, right? So this guy, and he's like, hey, my son and these people are stuck on an island, on that witch island.
And the cop, like, laughs at him.
Yeah, he's like, who fucking cares?
Ah, you're superstitious asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, my family's missing. Fuck out of here.
And he goes, yeah, they'll probably get tired of the little game and come back.
They probably play another one of their pranks.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. So then the realtor and the architect continue their Skin and Max movie, but then all of a sudden the witch appears, and they're taken in the demon cop dimension.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa.
Then they wander around this haunted hayride for a while in their underwear. Before, basically what I put, they pull a Jesus. And I'm not kidding. They pull a Jesus.
They do. First, the female agent. The architect.
Yeah.
Rather, the female agent.
The female agent.
You know, the one with the vagina. She gets
Booby
tied
two
to
shoes.
Booby two shoes gets tied to a chair with some ropes.
Yeah.
And the witch starts farting on about how the second door is the door of lust, and how the fuck was that not Hoff?
Okay. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
How do you not
true.
take Hasselhoff to represent lust?
That's true.
A guy who's literally trying to fuck every minute we see him on camera.
Well, but they're like, we got Hoff. We can't get him out of the movie right away.
Well, yeah, no one else is carrying anything around here.
But the thing is, I thought she was sitting in a chair, but she's also kind of sitting on a cross. They're like Jesus-ing
setting her up for one.
Yeah, and then
Oh, yeah, definitely.
the realtor does the necklace, or gets the necklace flash from the witch, and they really do Jesus him. They put him to a cross.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, man.
And during this, they cut away once to the realtor's dad again, trying to find anybody who can take him to this damn island. And he's talking to one old sailing man. He's just like, you know, the sailor tells him it'd be suicide to try to go out there in this weather. And he's like, I'll pay you anything. And the guy goes, you know, I wouldn't live to spend it. Good point.
And so, there is a part two where, like, the dad goes, hey, you seen my wife anywhere? And everybody's like, no. And then Linda just gives him this evil look. It's like, okay, we know something's up with Linda, right? Either
Something's amiss.
She's, like, going to write her own
she has
movie.
to barf again.
Yeah. So then
She's trying to
Dad...
give birth to Jaws. Through her mouth.
Dad and Hoff go in a room and find the architect impaled through the swordfish on the wall. So she didn't get crucified. She just got...
she floated up in the air, and the swordfish made, like, the big mouth Billy Bass.
Yeah.
Turned and started singing "Don't Worry, Be Happy" at her.
And here's the thing is...
Now
like,
she's shish kebab.
Yeah,
Aww.
but the thing is that Dad and Hoff don't even really care. They just look at her...
It's not the reaction you expect.
Yeah.
They just look at that like, ew.
There's a dead woman on the wall, and Hoff goes, hey, we should probably get her down. That's it. That's the only reaction.
I've
he
never
has.
been in the situation where I saw someone impaled through a swordfish, so it's hard to say how I would react.
But this might be it.
Yeah.
It's tough it's a tough call because, like, in the case of both of those characters, they don't know her.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
It's not like they're not gonna mourn her. They're
No.
just there, but at the same time, it'd be pretty horrifying to see. So if you can handle seeing gross shit and it's not someone you know, you just be like, oh man, that sucks.
Man.
Should I tell the others?
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm just gonna lock this door.
I'm going to finish this episode of Wheel first.
And Tommy is cleaning up on this episode of Wheel.
So, guys, now we find out why Danica Haggerty's in the movie. As we say on the Grindbin, she got both sides of the 50, Bobby.
She does, because we get a little ode to the entity.
Oh, boy.
She's laying in a bed, and suddenly he's credited as Satan.
Okay.
In the credits. But it's a melty-lipped Ben Affleck who
Yeah.
shows up and he doesn't ask.
Yeah.
I think that clearly sets it up.
It's kind of like the scene in Evil Dead, actually, where the tree happens.
The tree happens.
Yeah, but it's kind of well.
Strangely enough, the tree was less upsetting.
Yeah, it's kind of like the scene from Ghostbusters, actually, but instead of a blowjob, it's something else, and she's.
So the devil with his melty mouth forces himself upon her.
Yeah, but we keep cutting back to
it's
her
very brutal.
in a room without him going. Ah!
That's the entity reference.
Yeah, in the bed.
It's just sort of like, brum, 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 and she's alone in a bed screaming.
Yeah,
and then she wakes from this dream, and almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street moment, she realizes that maybe it wasn't a dream because in all of our Italian classiness, she bleeds from the crotch.
Yeah, that was like, oh.
Like, man,
wow.
I didn't come here for this.
Yeah, she did say something. Okay, so before it all happened, the witch said we need virgin blood, so she got it.
Yeah.
I guess that's...
Yeah.
Although it's not a virgin anymore, so does that still work, or... I'm just wondering at that point. Because then it's like, oh, shit, we fucked that up.
Well, shit, we're not witches. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then, I write, the witch now does voodoo. Because she's got a voodoo doll now, all of a sudden. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're in like some sort of different witch scenario here. I go, why not, right?
Yeah.
And then, holy shit, maybe the best scene in the movie, fucking cut to outside.
And the realtor is...
Yeah.
He's upside down.
Let me
His
just
crucifix
say,
has been planted in the front yard upside down.
He's not rising again.
No.
That's for damn sure.
Like, the way this guy goes out, Nick Cage is going to have to avenge him. He's hanging upside down and burned alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's fucking Wicker Man, basically.
Right.
He's Mandied.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For anyone who hasn't seen Mandy out there, that happens.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, he gets burned alive on a cross. And this is the best part, is that the dad goes, holy shit, we got to go save him. And Hoff goes, no. And then he just runs upstairs to Danica instead. He just he's like,
fuck that guy.
He's dead already. And here's the best part.
And to be fair, there's not much you could do at that point.
That's true.
This is my favorite part, is he runs upstairs to Danica and he goes, are you okay? Also, that guy died. The realtor's dead. And I'm like, dude, Hoff, he's not dead yet, man. You
can still hear him screaming in the background. That guy's gone.
Yeah, he's dead, man.
He's definitely not here anymore.
Also, the mom's dead. Oh, because there was a part where the mom fell down
comes next.
from the... Oh, okay.
But when they're talking about what's going on out there...
Oh, yeah, the other lady goes, oh, also that lady. We don't really care about her. The architect lady, she got, like, impaled. I don't know what happened. I think she slipped.
She got swordfished.
Yeah, she got swordfished.
But somebody about the burning guy on the front lawn says it's all part of an ancient ritual. A satanic ritual.
Satanic. I noticed that too.
I have my notes. You want to take that one again? No?
No.
We're just going to roll? All right. Keep going.
Satanic.
Satanic. Hail Satan. Mount Satan.
Okay, that's what I...
They're all vegan.
That's when somebody goes, hey, where's Mom?
And that's when that's when her wedding ring falls out of the chimney onto the floor.
Yeah.
You get that clink, 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 and then the body goes poof.
Yeah. And then Dad's
Santa?
Here's the oh no! And here's the thing: is Dad isn't even really that sad. He just goes, "We got to get out of here." That's all he says.
He's
to
just like,
everybody else.
"Man, this is some bullshit.
We got to get the fuck out of here, man." And so then Hoff and Dad, they're like, "All right, let's get a flare up to signal people." So they shoot the flare in the sky, and then, my God, guys, we're cutting back to a character that must serve a crucial purpose in this movie.
Yep.
The wheelchair girl. She's sitting watching a TV, and she sees the flare in the air
from the island.
So she rolls into her parents' bedroom, which, by the way...
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at that.
No, it's true, though, because it's the most Italian shot of they got a fake wheelchair with these doll legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They dolly this camera from wheelchair POV of these legs. It is the worst shot. It is like a Chucky doll almost, and it's wheeling towards this door, and it opens up, and the dad's reading a book. He goes, "Yeah, what the fuck you want?"
It's not just him reading a book. To be clear, Mom's asleep.
Yeah.
Dad's laying in bed in his underwear, smoking and reading The Godfather on paperback.
That's right. Yeah.
He's reading that Puzo book,
and he's
man.
like, "Fuck you want." And she's just like, there's a flare over on the thing. And he's like, hey, it's those cruddy movies. They're giving you nightmares.
Yeah.
By the way, the movie she's watching wasn't even a horror film. She's just watching like a World War II movie.
Fucking Dirty Dozen or some shit.
What the fuck?
And he's like, yeah, get out of my room. And then he lights another cigarette. Then she goes over to the phone and she calls the police, right? Which she has to look up the phone book because I guess 911 doesn't work in Boston or some shit. No. And they she calls up the police. It rings, and nobody's there until the phone stops ringing, and then the cop comes back, so he never gets the call, and the wheelchair girl serves no purpose to this entire movie, and
Thanks
none of this
for
made
trying
anything. Yep.
Wheels.
Fuck it. Nothing. So then Danica Haggerty and Linda are listening to...
She's translating what Big Bird's been saying on the Talk Boy. And
because they hear the tape player now, yeah.
They're playing it back, and she's just like, oh, it's all witchcraft terms. They're talking about the blood of a virgin.
Yeah. She's like, it's in German, I think.
Oh, Monster Squad.
And this is, when she says Molly, it's like...
Again, couldn't they have just gotten a German person?
Yeah, well, she does. This is, I think, where she says, it's in German, but it can't be
But too bad
translated."
no one speaks German, and we'll never know.
Yeah, it
Hoff's
can't-
like, I speak
can't
a
be
little German.
translated.
Like, shut up, Hoff.
So then the realtor dad, we cut back to him, and he's like, can you please help me, cop, get my son off the island? He's like, fine. So then the witch has dad's handkerchief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he dropped it while they were drying the flare off.
When
she
they were
makes
doing
a
that
voodoo
drag
doll
race.
out of him. And holy shit, is this scene fucking brutal.
Yeah, this gets nuts. She goes full Sugar Hill here.
This is pretty good, though, the effects.
Yeah.
Because the dad starts bleeding from everywhere.
Well,
and
before
then,
it starts early, though, because he's kind of... The dad gets a little bit of, like, a nosebleed. And he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on there. I need to sit down for a second. And he's acting like he's suffocating. He's trying to loosen his collar. He can't breathe right. He's breathing hard. And you notice, like, the vein on his hand starts to bulge, kind of like the forehead of the old dude in Spookies.
yeah, the vein bulging
And,
is really...
It's a solid effect.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the vein on his hand actually squirts.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out, and he goes to the chair, and Hoff's trying to help him, and then the vein on his neck starts to bulge. Like, uh-oh. And we get another jab, and then this is very Peter Jackson almost, because the
everything's
vein in
Sam
his
Raimi.
the
yeah.
vein in his neck bursts, and just Hoff gets to be Ash. You
Yeah.
know, he just gets the blood right in the face.
Yeah, that's the best part, though, is when the neck vein explodes on a Hoff's face, and he's like, oh, shit!
And this old timer's dead.
Yeah, he's done. He
So
basically...
Hoff just throws like a blanket over him in the chair. It's just like, well, we gotta get out of here.
And then Linda kind of reacts. She goes, and like kind of cries on a couch and kind of not, you know?
You know, like the Goo Goo Dolls said, you can't fight the tears that ain't coming.
She's like, I didn't really even know him. And so then...
He
Just like
he
I don't
was
even know that
like
guy.
a father to
Yeah,
me.
he was like a father. Oh, wait, it was my... Oh, fuck it. And so then a helicopter's arrived at the island. The cop and the realtor dad, I write, they're saved. No, the witch somehow shuts all the doors and windows and turns off all the lights, and they're all going crazy like, oh, we gotta get a light, we gotta get a light. And then Hoff remembers, he's like, holy shit, I rented all that camera equipment. There's a flash in there. And he like flashes the thing, and like the realtor dad's like, I think I saw something. And then the helicopter
And this is
flies
kind of
a
an
little more.
interesting scene because like they don't really establish it well or explain it well, but these voodoo witch powers are making
Yeah.
them invisible to
They
the
couldn't
outside
have just
world.
like built a fire.
No,
Well, it
like
wouldn't matter.
Bobby's saying,
it's
they're
all
like,
part of
they're
the witch's
invisible.
magic is making it so that
so
the
you
people in
can't
the
see through.
helicopter see no one, no
Oh,
matter
okay.
what
Yeah.
they say or do.
But my God, does that helicopter scene last forever? Because that was the most expensive scene in the movie, and there's no fucking way they weren't going to use every goddamn inch of that film. They're like, no, I don't care if we've seen it fly around the same area for
We
5
paid
minutes.
so much for this helicopter, we're using every bit of footage.
Yeah, it was the most expensive shot, no matter what.
And
Like,
somehow a camera flash is immune to witchcraft.
yeah, apparently,
Because that's the only thing that worked is as Hoff starts flashing from his camera in the window, the guy sees the flash for a second, but he can't get
Yeah, but
enough.
nothing.
And he goes,
They
I guess
just-
it was just a reflection.
yeah, and then they leave anyways. They don't land on the island. They don't check it out. They just leave. So, by the way, there's no electricity on the island to their knowledge, right? So why wouldn't you fucking land and at least go inside the house and be like, hey, is everybody... And the cop's like, I got to get back,
It's
man.
the most half-assed search party.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like a search party where you go in the forest, you go, hey, you there? No? All right, everybody turn back. We're good.
Like,
We're good.
it's an uninhabited island with a bunch of beach. You have nowhere to put a helicopter down?
Guess not.
Like, I'm not a helicopter pilot,
Man,
but
Bobby...
I have a feeling there's some open areas.
You know, dinner's at 7.
Yeah.
I gotta get back, man. So then
Wheel
they...
starts at 7:30.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to catch the wheel.
How is he going to keep score if he doesn't get there for the opening puzzle?
Yeah.
So then they finally get outside, but it's too late. The chopper's gone, right? And then Tommy goes, there's that witch room. And they go, holy shit, that kid wasn't lying the whole movie. There's a witch room with a light on. And so they go up there. Well, here's the thing I write, though, is that Linda just stares. And I write, she's getting paid no matter what.
Yep.
Because it's almost like she was supposed to stay in line. They're like, Linda, are you going to do it? Linda. And she's just sitting there staring. And they're like, okay, whatever, cut. She didn't do it.
Sorry, guys.
So then Hoff and Danica, they take like 5 minutes to get to the witch room. They just walk and walk and walk
big
and
hotel.
walk. And then, oh my God, guys, here it is.
Now
They
we're
open
getting
the
there.
door, and Bobby,
Oh man, Linda's in the room.
yeah,
And she's got her back to them.
yeah. She's also got her outfit from Exorcist, basically.
Yeah, more or less. She's in her sleep gear.
Yeah,
And
the hair and everything.
And you hear the speaking going on, but it's not Linda's voice. It's the witch.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, I've been waiting for you. I've chosen you all carefully. Happy birthday, Billy. And she spins around, and we got possessed Linda
Yeah.
once more.
She's now a witch.
Which means that her hair has been teased out all awesome in every direction, and now she's actually emoting.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing a full exorcist. It's not the devil that's got her. It's an old woman with a prism.
Basically, she hates all these people, and she's trying to kill them.
And, yeah, we start talking again about greed and lust, and the third door was the ire of the persecuted witch.
Yeah.
So I guess Linda represents the third door to hell.
Guess so.
You know, there were 7 doors to hell when Fulci did it. But we don't have that kind of time. And she adds, you know, you add Jane's baby and the one element that holds them all together, the loss of purity of your dearest Leslie.
Okay.
Cool. Basically, she's like, and also your friend got raped.
Yeah. And then, like, it's supposed to be that the house is falling apart, but they don't have the money for that, so it's just a bunch of crew members opening and shutting doors.
Yeah, so they cheese it, and Linda cackles like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. And then Danica Haggerty prepares the dinghy to set sail, and then Hoff, for some reason, goes, holy shit, we forgot the kid.
There was a child in this movie, and
she's
it's
like, "Who
daybreak, and
cares?"
they're out at the Zodiac, which is the name of his boat.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he goes back in to find Tommy, and he finally finds Tommy, but then suddenly gets impaled by a candlestick.
Yeah.
What is the Zodiac's the name of a ship in another movie, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is it Jaws?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Is it?
It might be.
Someone look.
Is
this
it a
up.
way out?
So, yeah, but they do have that thing where, like, Tommy's sitting in that room, like, Blair Witch style. Like, he's, like, sitting in the corner, you know, and he's like, don't look at her. Or something. But, yeah, and then he sees Hoff get impaled by a candlestick.
And he drops.
Yeah, he's dead.
And now Linda is slow chasing Leslie through the house like Michael Myers.
Oh, well, hold on. The best part is that Leslie, for no reason at all, just leaves the dinghy in the water, and it just floats out to sea. And it's like, all right,
Oops.
guess that's done. And
Don't
she
leave her in charge of that.
She runs back in the house. She's like, Hoff, hello, Hoff. And then she walks downstairs because she hears his voice. She goes, hi, it's me. And she walks downstairs to this sheet. And apparently she's never been to a haunted house. You don't go up to the sheet.
No.
Because then all of a sudden, in like the most unceremoniously like reveal ever, Linda just goes, hey, behind a sheet. And then just slowly walks up the stairs at her. And
Yeah,
that's
it's really, we're
Yeah.
phoning that in.
And even Leslie doesn't even run. Danica Haggerty just like,
So the last 2 people remaining other than Tommy are the 2 least enthusiastic people in this movie.
Yeah. And so
Just
finally...
walking. Like, we might as well let Jan Michael Vincent walk through this place.
Yeah.
Like the ice cream
It really
man.
is like ice cream man.
And then Tommy runs toward Linda and starts getting choked out.
Yeah.
Linda just grabs him by the neck and is just like, I'm going to squeeze a life
Yeah,
out
and
of this little
Danica
shit.
goes, it's not Linda, it's not Linda.
But then suddenly, Hoff comes crawling out the door
Yeah.
from the room where he got killed.
And he goes,
Just to do one last act.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted more camera time.
I think so.
He just leaned in and was like, I'm still here.
And then that's it. He drops the tape player.
And the tape player starts playing, I love you, Jane.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
you, Jane.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
you, Jane. I love you, Jane.
Oh, yeah.
And it causes a malfunction at the junction for our witch friend. And she remembers that she's Linda for one last moment, just long enough to go and turn and run right out that window.
Yeah.
Now, what's great about this,
Yes.
I want to take a moment to appreciate great moments in stunt work. When Linda goes out that window, suddenly a skinny man in an afro wig wearing a nightgown jumps out the window to represent
Oh, yeah.
pregnant Linda Blair.
It doesn't look like her at all, but they still show the
It
whole
is clearly
face.
a thin man in an afro wig.
And they could only take it once, so they're like, fuck, when they started editing this. But Bobby, maybe the best ending to a Blair Webber movie other than Grotesque,
Oh, yes.
the end of this movie,
Or epilogue.
we go to a hospital room,
Yeah.
and
Danica Haggerty is waking up at a hospital.
yeah,
And the doctors come in, and they're explaining to her that, you're going to be fine. And Tommy's in the other room. He's doing okay. He's going to make a full recovery. And don't worry, none of this will have any effect on the baby. And Danica breaks the fourth wall.
breaks the
Looks
fourth
right at
wall.
us and goes, my baby?
Yeah, but she goes, My baby.
My baby.
My baby.
And then just looks down the barrel of the lens.
Like looks
and
into our very soul.
They roll the credits over it, and you're almost like that's just the second they ran out of film, they're like, fuck, we can't take it again. She looked right in the camera. And that's it. It ends on the probably the best ending to a Blair Member movie.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like I wish there was like almost like a Debbie Downer sound effect.
So guys, recommendations.
Molly?
I actually liked this movie okay. It's kind of...
Wow.
I did. I liked it just fine. Cinematography is actually pretty cool. I like the music.
It's an Italian movie.
Yeah, it's not bad to watch. I would not watch it again. There are other movies that are
much
similar
better
that are
ones.
much better.
Yeah.
You know, there's 6 other La Casa movies that might be better to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it's above one of them. We know that.
I thought it was okay.
I do not recommend this movie.
Oh.
This was a chore to get
You had a
through
hard time
for
with
me.
this one.
Yeah. I hated this movie.
Whoa.
It was so
I didn't hate
fucking-
it. Like some of the special effects are kind of cool. Like
special
the
effect- like-
gore and stuff is not bad. I thought.
There were good
it
moments.
Makes me
but
squeamish for
it-
sure.
Yeah.
But it's well done.
It was so fucking boring most of the time.
It is kind of
was
boring.
just so
Like that's
boring.
definitely true.
I find boring scenes are made better by bad acting.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
Danica
if it's a dull
Haggerty-
moment, but the person doing the dull dialogue is talking like this the whole time.
I
Like,
mean,
"Oh, that's kind of fun.
We're obviously dropping in a lot of her lines.
Oh, I
from
hope
this,
so.
but
We need a lot of her, and we need
Holy
everything Tommy says.
God, was this was a slog.
I'm actually on Molly's side.
Oh, I know.
But as
you-
I mentioned
you
at the top of the
definitely
episode,
like
though,
this.
I have a bias. I fucking love Italian horror movies.
Yeah.
And just everything about the feel of an Italian horror film.
Yeah, it has a cool vibe.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
I liked
It's
it.
more about the vibes than the actual content.
Oh yeah.
Molly, if you like this movie, you should watch more Italian horror movies.
Yeah.
Because if you like that type of cinematography and the weirdness,
I'll bring over
there's
a
much
stack
better.
next time.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
much better than this.
Well, yeah.
But do you guys hear that sound? How do you think Bobby and DeVito would fit in the world of witchery or witchcraft? Parentheses, evil intentions.
I can imagine DeVito as a witch.
You think he's a witch?
Yeah.
Boo! I kind of imagine DeVito as Tommy. Hold up.
Actually,
Hold up.
maybe that. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I feel like maybe DeVito is the embodiment of Tommy.
Yeah,
Like
that's
his-
where the voice comes
Yes,
from.
his
Yeah.
witchery thing.
Yeah.
is one day the Strader was rolling around, right? And all of a sudden they got Flash, right? And oh my
Wait,
god.
I have an idea.
Here it is. Okay, they got flashed by the witch, okay, by the pendant. And all of a sudden they turned into other people. DeVito
Yes.
turned into Tommy and Bobby turned into Hoff.
Wow.
Because he's trying to get
That
it
makes
with
a lot
the
of
whole
sense.
movie, right? And he's just like, oh, now I got an even better looking body and everything. I'm going to go hit on this girl. And she's the one girl who won't have sex. And DeVito's just sitting there like, I guess trying to get it on with the witch. I'm sorry. You were in the middle.
No, that's pretty close.
Oh. I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say
I
there's
didn't
some
vote on
sort.
that one.
Well, I was gonna say there was some sort of car accident. DeVito went through the windshield, hit the head of the child.
Oh God.
They switched places in a Freaky Friday sort of
Wow.
way.
Oh, I like yours better. Yeah.
And they're
somewhere
like,
somewhere there's a full-grown DeVito with a talk boy running around.
yeah, and the voice of a child. Yeah. They're slowly
"What's the
like,
matter with you,
they're
DeVito?"
they're slowly getting glimpses of their realities.
You're telling me, like, basically it's like the ending of Being John Malkovich for
Yes.
DeVito. He's just
Exactly,
like,
yes.
stuck in this child's body.
Right.
Oh, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bobby?
I feel much like this film opened. All of this film was a dream, and you have Bobby suddenly wake up in a chair to the horn of the straight arrow, which is down on the beach, and DeVito yells up to him. He's
Maybe
like,
that's why the helicopter couldn't land. The
Yeah,
van was in
the
its
van was in the
space.
one spot where the helicopter came in because the van swam there. Of
There's
course.
a van parked in our spot.
we can't land here. And he's like, Bobby, did you find any women in there? I swear I heard voices. And Bobby realizes he's been asleep this whole time, and he walks into the room where he saw a light on. When he opens it up, he just sees the old lady with the prism and the haunted hayride crew, and they flash the light at him. And he feels really strange. He stumbles back, and he drops trowel, and he's a full-on Ken doll. And he goes, ah, and he jumps out the window.
I love it. I feel like if Bobby and DeVito were there, they would definitely be the lust people.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be pulling in Jesus as well, I think.
And the fourth door to hell is the back door of the straight arrow.
Oh, God. Yeah, she goes.
That's it. Linda should wake up in the straight
One
arrow.
of the Cenobite people are like, do we open this door? And she goes, no, never open door 4. And you hear, met a girl.
Even the witches won't go there.
No. They open it up and it wreaks hell on earth. So
It's just light washing over everybody while they scream.
there's so much shag. So, guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of the Grindbin. I don't think anybody here has anything they want to promote other than you can check out our mini bin, which, Molly, you were also on.
Yeah.
About Linda Blair being on Married with Children. We got another one. We're probably going to do that Murder, She Wrote with Linda on it.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'll be fun. Murderer rides a bus.
Where Jessica Fletcher thwarts Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Who knows?
We haven't watched it yet.
Do you think Fletcher
Maybe they
murders
team up.
Blair? Oh, maybe.
Oh, man. That'd be the greatest team up ever.
Yeah.
Bobby, where can everybody find us?
Well, grindhousefilm.com, first of all. It's our website. Also, you can like us on Facebook, hate us on Twitter, and be indifferent to our Instagram. And for as low as $2, you could join our Patreon, where you can hear these mini bins,
Yeah.
where we cover television shows that fit in with the rest of the things, everything Linda Blair-centric in the month of Blairvember.
Of course. And this is the last episode of this month of Blairvember.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed Blairvember 2018.
But we do have to say Blairvember will be making at least one more year.
At least one.
At least one, and it will be titled Blairvember 4.
The final chapter.
Yeah. So we'll see where that leads us.
Send a chill up your spine, doesn't it?
Ooh. And we got plenty of fun things for you in December as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah. We got some surprises coming up, and wonder if we're going to get another monotone man to come back in
I
the
hope
month
so.
of December. We'll see. But we certainly don't want a certain December theme to ever come back on this show.
I think it's pretty
Ever.
safe to assume that it won't.
Yeah.
Bobby, take the window.
can tell